Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of our Last Leg podcast. Of course, you got your confidant, Nikki G, and my wonderful co-host,
Johnny G.
By golly, I think we got a good episode for you guys today.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I think it's going to go really well. Let me just go ahead and start by saying I'm very sorry to everybody for saying that the Eagles covering the spread was a lock.
Hey. You tried that.
John was right.
Yes,
John
thank
was
you.
right.
I
Give him
appreciate
his
that.
praise. Give him his praise.
Yeah, even though I said we tried to push it up to plus, what I said plus 9.5, and I didn't even have to do that, right? They made it a little closer. They brought it a lot closer. I'll say that was an entertaining game. Speaking of entertaining games, one that I think caught everyone off guard was the Broncos and the Bears.
No kidding,
that was way too close.
Could not believe it. How do you blow a 21-point lead?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, if anybody's going to do it, it's going to be the Bears. Come on now. Like
sure.
we all know that. Yeah. We all know that. But
agree.
Do not think that it was the Broncos were that good with Sean Payton. Please don't. The Bears crumbled. They should have kicked a field goal on 4th and 2 with less than 3 minutes left in the game.
Yeah.
That would have won them the game, in my opinion, because now you're making the Broncos fight all the way downfield. But
it is what it is.
Is what it
I
is.
enjoyed it. That was a good time on football as far as last week goes. Just to touch on it, please be sure to drop a like, hit subscribe, share it with your family, friends. We are on Spotify and YouTube. I forgot to say it on the last video, but we are there too if you guys don't have a Spotify. So, again, be sure to share it.
we are out here, baby.
But anyway, I think we're ready to dive right into week 5, wouldn't you say?
I'd say so. The bad beats were really bad last week.
Oh, yeah.
I don't think either of us made.
I didn't make any profit. Zero. None. I won't even post them because it hurts Steven.
That's kind of where I'm at as well. We had the Lions right. We had the Jaguars right.
Yeah.
But it crumbled very quickly after.
Yeah. I think that a lot of people got fucked on as far as the books go. Just I don't know. Especially like the Steelers. I'm surprised they couldn't pull it off.
I was shocked.
Yeah,
dude.
genuinely was. And this, like, man, I don't know about how the way you guys see these games and you too, but there's been, I literally feel like there is at least 1, if not 2 injuries every fucking week.
Every single time,
Every
man.
week.
And it's really heartbreaking because it's normally players that you're falling in love with. You know, I mean, it started with hell, the list
Saquon
doesn't
Barkley.
end. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Saquon, Jamal Adams, Nick Chubb. The list just goes on and on.
Chubb. Miss Chubb.
Yeah, I know that one hurt my boy. But it really is heartbreaking. We hate to see it. Speedy recoveries to everybody.
For sure.
But with that being said, you want to dive into week 5?
Yes, sir.
Where do you think we start? Thursday night football?
Thursday night football.
Dun, 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 dun.
We got
Dun, dun, dun.
the Washington Commanders after that close dub. At least they are favored here at their own home against the wanky ass Chicago Bears. The line is sitting at minus 9.5, favoring the Washington Commanders in Washington, and the over and under I see it's sitting at 44.5. Frankly, the way
So just 1 second.
Yeah.
Their line is at -6, not 9.5.
Oh, it changed.
Yeah. So
Did I say 9.5?
yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
my fault. 5.5. I'm tripping. My fault. Minus 5.5 favoring Washington.
That's okay. Shit happens.
So I think the Washington Commanders will win. Chicago Bears, I feel like they always put up a fight, even against the shittier teams. But these two quote unquote shitty teams, they've been putting up such a fight. Like goes back to show the Broncos and the Bears. We thought that was going to be such the most boring game, and frankly, that was probably one of the most entertaining games that were happening at 1 p.m. That's just in my opinion. But anyway, I don't think that the Bears will win, and I could see Washington probably covering 5.5. That's me though.
So you gotta please don't forget. After last week, the Commanders proved they got a lot of fight in them.
For sure.
They will get down. They will throw down in the trenches. Do not count them out. So I learned that. I got humbled very fucking quickly. With that being said,
But you own it, brother. You own it.
Yes. I'm licking my wounds right now. Trust me. But again, don't forget the Commanders put up a hell of a fight.
Yeah.
And to compare the fight they put up against, a Super Bowl contending team to the Bears facing the Broncos last week, like, good golly. I mean, the Bears still blew it. They went up 21-0.
Yeah. Honestly, that was probably one of Justin Fields' most entertaining and high-scoring
That was
game.
his best career game in the first half.
Oh, okay. I didn't even know it was his career best. But for sure, he performed very well. And it's funny because I think the 2 days before that game, someone from my fantasy league, they dropped Justin Fields. And I'm like, dude, you dropped him at the most unfortunate time.
Worst time possible.
And it sucks because he really, really, really wanted to win. I don't blame the dude. It really sucks that he threw a pick when it really mattered the most.
That's when it hurts. To me, I think it is a coaching issue. Matt Eberflus needs to go. And I'm pretty sure I heard, just around the horn that if he doesn't do good tonight, they're going on a bye week this week. So if he does not do good Thursday night,
we could see a new coach.
They're willing to give him the boot and kick him out. They think that if he doesn't do good tomorrow night, Thursday night football, that they are willing to give him the boot, and they think they have enough time to restructure with the new head coach, which I agree with. I think the biggest problem with the Bears organization has always been coaching.
Yes, sir.
It stemmed from way before Matt Nagy. The second they fired Lovie Smith, they have not had a winning record since they fired him, and he had a winning record that season when they fired him. And after that, they have not had one after that. Also, another thing you got to think about, the Bears have allowed at least, at the minimum, 25 points in the last 14 games.
Damn.
Yeah. So that's a stat you need to look forward to.
That's a good stat to know, actually.
Yes. So that's what leans me towards Commanders money line and give me the over at 40. So the line's sitting at 44.5 right now. Go ahead and give it to me at 40.
Yeah, if you take the money line and a 40 alternate, it might actually throw you in the plus money. And that makes more sense because, again, these lower end teams that you think might not score a lot might prove us all wrong. 100%. So I'm starting to like that, honestly. But I think that takes care of Thursday night football.
Yep.
You extra stat?
Go ahead and let me give you a little SGP, a little same game parlay for you.
Oh,
real
yeah,
quick.
it's tomorrow, so they got some lines already. Go ahead.
So, what I got right here. You ain't got to back me if you don't want to, but we're sitting at about 300, plus 300, give or take, and I feel like all these are gimmies.
Okay, 3-1.
Yeah. So go ahead and give me Fields over 40 rushing yards. He has only missed out one game this year. Give me DJ Moore over 40 receiving yards. I don't think that the Commanders have the backfield to slow down DJ Moore, so I feel like 40 is a gimme. Give me Scary Terry McLaughlin over 40.
Scary Terry.
Oh, Scary Terry. Cole Kmet over 25 receiving yards and over 39.5. That puts you beyond plus money, give or take, 3-1, like Chito said. But that's all I got on that. I am doing that 100%. Like
5 legs.
5 legs. I know. The odds aren't as high as it should be.
Yeah.
But
I like it. 3-1.
I like it too. Like, because Cole Kmet is slowly becoming one of his favorite receivers, and he's an underrated tight end, in my opinion. I think he had 2 tutties last week, and probably the best celebration of the week.
Oh, is that the one where
with the baseball?
Yes,
yeah,
dude. I'll throw that up on the screen for you guys to see. Hilarious, hilarious.
It was cool as hell. But that's all I got on that game. Thursday night, just appreciate that we got football on Thursday night. Okay.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What game you want to touch on next, John?
Since the last one was super entertaining, I don't know if you guys saw. We actually flipped the channel to watch it too. The little Disney Toy Story edge of it in the London game. It was the Jags against the Falcons. It was
football in my boot.
Freaking cool. And there was even a halftime show too. I don't know if you even saw it during that, but it was hilarious.
Old Duke Kaboom.
Yeah. So we're gonna talk about that. As far as the Jags are back in London, and they're gonna face the Buffalo Bills, and no surprise, favoring the Bills at -5.5, and the over and under is sitting at 48.5. Honestly, the way I have been noticing and observing how the Jags have been playing, I will take an alternate of the Jags at +7.5. I don't think that they'll go down without a fight. I don't know if they'll win, but I could see them cutting it close. And every London game, from what I've seen, is always entertaining to an extent. But I don't think this is going to be a blowout. I think Trevor Lawrence is already finding his groove along with everyone else he's playing with. He's going to have to run the ball. A lot of people don't think that he might run because the Bills' defense is just so fucking good. But I can see him getting the pressure, dishing out of the pocket, and running a bit. I would take any sort of rushing yards. If it falls between even 10 to 15, I'll take it. I'll do it. I'll make a little deposit just for that. But I liked it. Personally, I would take the Jags +7.5. And if you don't like that, take Trevor Lawrence's rushing yards. That's my take.
Oh boy, we're starting early, folks. So Josh Allen showed last week who runs that fucking division. It ain't the Patriots and it ain't the fucking Dolphins. It is the goddamn Bills Mafia that runs that ship. Jacksonville, to me, has looked pretty sluggish this season. Like, I think everybody had high hopes for them. It feels
I'm
like
one of those.
It feels like it's just taking them a while to get the wheels turning.
Right,
Like,
that's why I said they're starting.
Because to me, they should have had 2 games this year already where they dropped 40 points.
Yeah.
They have if not the most expensive wide receiver core in the NFL, especially with Calvin Ridley coming back. Now they're paying him. The only issue I see is the Jaguars playing in London is almost a home game for them.
That's why I like that.
I'm wondering if they even left London.
That's another good question, right? Because at that point, why would you deal with any sort of jet lag or anything like
Exactly.
that? Right. You're already there. You're going to be here next week. It would make sense to
The Bills
practice.
are flying across the fucking pond, and that makes it a little bit more difficult for them. But I like the Jaguars at plus 9.5.
Okay. I agree.
I would personally rather take the Bills minus 5.5. I think they win by 6 points.
Okay.
Or 7. That's why I'm telling you plus 9.5, just for that little bit of cushion. But by golly, man, they beat out the highest scoring team in the NFL last week, and they beat the shit out of them, dude.
Yeah. What was it? 20-48 at the end of it?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. I won't disagree. Oh, also, I guess now we're talking about that too. I apologize if you guys took Tyreek Hill anytime touchdown. I really felt confident about that. That was my number one best bet.
As did I.
So I really did. The dude tried his best. Couldn't get it. Stephon Diggs had a fucking game. That's for damn sure.
That's the guy we should have took first.
But hey, at the end of it all, this is my last point to touch on that game. If the Bills lost to the New York Jets, I believe the Jags can get it fucking done.
You think they cover the spread or win?
Cover the spread.
7.5?
Yeah, 7, 9. If they win, I'd be happy. I would generally be happy. As for a little underdog win,
I would not be, just because that would count as a win against the
yeah,
AFC South
I get
division
that
for the
part.
Colts.
I get that. I gave up on my team, so
But
fuck it.
I get it. I'm always rooting for the underdog unless they're in my division.
Yeah,
So
I won't disagree with you there.
so I think we can both agree that the Jags will cover
Yeah.
a spread. He's calling it 7.5. I'm calling it 9.5. But personally, I would rather take the Bills at minus 5.5. So both of us are agreeing that the Bills can cover.
Agree to disagree.
So you think the Bills still can cover 5.5 though? You don't think they win by a touchdown though?
Yeah, no, probably not.
Maybe 2 field goals.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, exactly. Give me 7.5. Again, if you take 9, I'll take 9 too. But
Okay.
Yeah, 9. We can agree to that. 9,
Yeah.
9. Okay, cool.
Give me the
halfway,
Jags.
8. Fuck it. Okay.
Jags plus 9 or Bills minus 5.5. It's
Yeah.
really same but different.
Yeah.
Um,
I think Bills win the whole thing regardless.
I agree. I don't think the margin is going to be as big as people think it's going to
Exactly.
be, though. Jaguars got fight in them. I will go ahead and choose the
one,
next
buddy.
game if you don't care, buddy.
Go right on ahead.
Chiefs at Vikings.
Yes, sir.
Ooh, it's going to be a
Yes,
good
sir.
game. Chiefs are sitting at minus 4.5, which I feel like is a generous line. But, they also barely beat the fucking Jets last week.
Exactly.
Over-under sitting at 52.5, Chiefs minus 4, going to Minnesota. Everybody was upset last week they were saying that, Mahomes is getting too many calls, too many things going in his favor. Please don't forget, this is the NFL's baby boy.
Yeah,
This is their new
I'm
Tom
starting
Brady.
to feel like there has to be some investigations, bro. I don't know. Maybe you're right. Maybe this concept of what you said is fairly accurate. Patty Mahomes is slowly becoming the next Brady.
Yeah, he's their baby boy.
Yeah, he's kind of like the head of the face, if you will, of the
100%,
NFL. You see him
yes,
everywhere, man.
100%.
Everywhere, posters, any commercials. Go ahead. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're
Go
good,
ahead.
bro. This is the beautiful thing about our last leg. Just a little bit of banter back and
Yeah,
forth. You got to
yeah.
love it.
Yeah, go ahead.
But one thing I think we need to look into is Mahomes throwing 2 fucking interceptions last week. So
That no one expected.
NFL's baby boy is not perfect. Is absolutely not perfect. The other thing we need to think about is that who's going to stop Justin Jefferson on the Chiefs? Who?
Yeah.
Can you name anybody off the top of your head?
I don't.
Exactly. I expect Justin to go for, I don't know, 150
yards.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think he does that with ease, but I still think the Chiefs win.
Yes.
Um,
Yes. Okay, we can agree on that part. But do you think he'll get a touchdown? Because we've been seeing JJ pop the fuck off. But does that guarantee a tutty? It took two games before he got his first one.
yeah. That was 3.
And then, 3.
It was 2 games. He got his touchdown week 3.
And now he's got 2 back-to-back.
Correct.
But against the Chiefs, I agree with you. Who the hell's going to cover this dude? Who? They might try to double team him, and then that just opens up for more availability for the other wide receivers. So he might be used as a decoy at some points, but I can guarantee that this dude's going to get probably more than 70 yards.
I agree with that. I still sit here and think about if they would have never got rid of Stephon Diggs and kept Adam Thielen.
Bro, can you imagine?
And Justin Jefferson, hands down the best wide receiver trio in the NFL. Fuck the Bengals. They wouldn't even be able to touch these 3 guys, dude. The other thing that we need to think about is that the Chiefs are allowing, on average, about 100 rushing yards a game. Okay. So I think Madison, that's his name? The Vikings running back. Yeah, Matt Madison, not Matheson, Madison. Give me him for 75. I wish I had an SGP for you guys on this game, but the lines aren't out yet. But I really, really like him for at least 75 yards. Then the other thing we need to look at.
Yeah, Alexander Madison, you're right.
The Chiefs have a very difficult time of figuring out teams with a good coaching staff. Not saying the Jets have the greatest, but man, like it seems like the NFL is figuring out how to beat them. And everybody's jumping on the train on how to do it. They're at least slowing them down. This isn't, the Chiefs from 2 years ago that were dropping, 47 points a game, and the other team's got 10 on the board. This is not that team anymore. The NFL, almost every fucking team has figured out how to slow him down. Not stop him, slow him down. Just like they have Justin Jefferson. But at the same time, I don't think they have absolutely anyone who can slow Justin down.
I agree with you.
JJ is going to be hitting Jettas. But at the end of the day, I'm taking the Chiefs minus 4.5.
Yeah, man. I don't think. Oh, and actually, now it's funny you bring that up. I mean, it's half a point. It's now sitting at 4 even.
4?
So
really?
yeah. So I don't know what changed right there, but Vegas probably knows what the fuck they're doing.
Vegas knows what they're
doing. So I'd agree.
Yeah,
the Chiefs. The Chiefs will cover the spread at -4. I like it. Even if it voids right there, even go for it. But I can guarantee that the Chiefs will win by like 5, if not more points. Honestly, one thing I can't really see even now, and he's on my fantasy. I have Travis Kelce. Will this dude do anything? I think he'll have a couple receptions. I don't know if he's going to be the Travis Kelce that we've come to see from last year. I feel like everyone's just so fucking caught up with what's going on with him and Taylor Swift and his fantasy love. And it's like everywhere, bro. Everywhere. You can't even get away from it. But the point is, I don't think Travis Kelce is playing what we want him to play. I want him to play the way he used to play as far as last year. But I think they've been trying to really focus on giving the ball to other wide receivers, along with Pacheco. This dude's a stud, bro. This dude is like running as much as he can, truly. And I like it because Patrick Mahomes, he can only take so many hits. This dude's almost limping skipping every other game, And that's the thing. You got to keep him A1. Keep him in the pocket. Don't let him run or throw the ball away. And he's accepting that, which is good. So if they keep this running game and, going back and forth as passing it, dishing it away as quick as he can, he doesn't have to worry about fucking up that ankle like he did last year.
That is correct. I agree with that 100%. Over-unders at 52.5. What do you like?
Honestly, I like the under. I don't think it's going to be a high-scoring game. I genuinely don't. So, honestly, and I could honestly tie those two together. I could still see the Chiefs covering the spread and hitting the under. But if you want to play it safe, if they don't cover it, money line, but still the under. It will not exceed 52.5 points. No shot.
Agreed. I took him under 55. Again,
that's fine.
Well, Nicky G always plays the cushion.
Mm-hmm.
But Chiefs minus, if you want him at 4, go ahead. It's a weird number to win by.
Yeah.
I don't remember the last time a team won by 4.
Yeah. So that's why I said, you take a
very
money line
odd number to achieve. Yeah. Your best bet is going to be, God, their money line can't be that bad of odds at -4.5 on the
Money
spread.
line is now sitting at -200.
See, to me, you take that and you rack that in with, if you'd even take 52.5, I got it at 55 for the under on both of those. I'm okay with that. I think that's a good straight up.
And that puts you at +162. Plus money. Exactly like we
Plus
said.
money, baby.
Yeah.
Throw in a little fucking boost. Little
Yeah, there you go.
boost.
Yeah, give me one.
Sprinkle
Do
it on in there.
Yes, sir. I like that. I might
Well-
actually take that, to be honest.
Perfect. Well, I will let you pick the next game.
All right. Come on, guys. Game of the week.
Ooh, he's calling it.
No day for Sunday night. All right, we got the Cowboys against San Fran freaking Cisco
Holy shit, dude.
for Sunday Night Football. We have San Francisco sitting
right.
at -3.5 as favorites, and the over and under is sitting at 45 even. Game of the week, ladies and gentlemen. I have no clue how it's going to go, but the way these freaking 49ers have been dogging the league, just in case it ends at a field goal, give me -2.5 of San Fran. They win. No shot. I mean, I can see
Ooh, and
I can
San
see
Fran, too.
Cowboys defense potentially doing something. I don't expect Dak even coming close to making so many good plays. Truly, that's my guess. If anything is going to make these 49ers twitch a bit, it's going to be the defense of the Cowboys. So overall, though, it's in San Fran too. Give me San Francisco -2.5.
I agree. I agree with John. I agree with John. The line's at what, 3.5?
Yes, sir.
That's a Vegas bait right there. Take them at 2.5. They'll probably win by a field goal. And do not forget, Brock Purdy does not know what a person like Micah fucking Parsons can do to his offensive line.
Yeah.
He is going to get humbled, very humbled on Sunday night.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I still think San Francisco wins. I still think they pulled out of their ass. They still got CMC, Debo Samuel, Brandon Ayuk. Bosa sitting on the fucking defensive end. And don't get me wrong, Dak's not going to have an easy night either. San Fran, to me, top 3 defense in the NFL. He's going to have a very difficult time, and
I think San Fran gets even like 3 sacks, something like that.
I
think I could see them getting 3.
I'd put him at 2. I'd put him at 2.
Okay, so we can agree that the defense will get to Dak.
Yes, 100%.
Hell yeah.
But on that same note, I would take, Micah to get at least 1 sack as well.
Okay.
Again, Brock Purdy is going to get humbled. But at the same time, Cowboys aren't a bad team. They're not.
Hell no.
But you got me fucked up rooting for the Cowboys. Go Niners, go. Give me the Niners at -2.5. And what's that over under sitting at 45?
Yeah, it's actually sitting at 45 even. And if you take them even money line at San Fran, I don't even know what the over and under is going to be. What do you like? Over under on 45?
I smell like
Honestly, I wouldn't touch it though.
I smell like 24-20.
Oh, so right there.
Yeah, again, like John said, I wouldn't touch it personally. But if you want to, take the over at 40.
I agree. Give me
Take the over at 40.
Or take an alternate. And
Yeah,
then just
definitely take an
maybe like
alternate line on that.
over 42, over 40, something like that. And if you combine them along with other player props, you're in the plus money, ladies and gents. Come on. I think San Fran will win it. They're going to continue to be an undefeated team in the league for who knows how long, but they're going to win this game. And I hope they do.
I hope they do as well. I like San Fran. I like what they got going on there. Now let's go ahead and jump into my team. We've got the Titans coming to Blue Country. They're coming to Lucas Oil. Titans at the Colts. Yeah. Titans are sitting as the favorites at -1. That's basically a pick 'em though. Vegas doesn't know who's going to win that. That's a fucking fact. Over under at 42.5. Now, one thing we got to realize is last week the Colts got out coached. Players played great. Yeah. They did what they were supposed to do. They stayed in their assignments. Gus Bradley absolutely fucked that game playing cover and zone defense. Yeah. He screwed them over, but I think they adjust and I think they overcome. AR5 is something just special, man. He is something different, dude. He's an alien from out of this world. We haven't had anybody like this since Andrew Luck. Somebody can just take a hit.
Yeah, I'll give you that part.
And it feels like we have Andrew Luck all over again. But the problem is him taking hits. That's what makes me very, very nervous. But another thing we need to take into account is that on average, the Titans have allowed 17.5 points per game.
Yeah.
But they also shut down the Bengals last
I was
week.
just about to touch on that too. Really not much details, but again, Burrow and the Bengals themselves have not been the Bengals that we thought to be. But that's just that topic. But as far as the Colts, dude, if you guys remember last week's best bets of the week, as far as mine goes, I said Colts +1 to 13 as a winning margin. I felt so shitty when they were down by 20 points. And I don't know what
23.
clicked. 23 points. And I don't know
it
what
got
clicked. And thankfully, the Rams even missed 2 field goals. And it's an indoor stadium, ladies and gentlemen. So I don't know what was going through that guy's head as far as missing those field goals. But anyway, they came back. I was like, holy shit, the Colts are really going to pull this off. I started to put all my attention towards that game just because I really felt like they were going to come back. They pushed it to OT, and it just couldn't get it done at the last part. But I was honestly very surprised and content on how well the Indianapolis Colts performed that day.
So they left Puka Nacua, I think that's his name, wide open on the left.
Oh, yeah. I'll put that right here on the screen. Outrageous.
That was heartbreaking. That was definitely a busted defense. The defense was called properly by Gus Bradley, but they blew it. But at the end of the day, I genuinely think it will come down to better wide receivers and a better running back. They got the running back. We have so many better wide receivers than the Titans have. Tannehill is the most unreliable fuck. So that's why I'm taking the Colts +1 and give me over 40 points. I really like that bet.
I like that.
Colts are at home. AR5's back. Pittman had a really slow week last week. John felt that in his fantasy.
He did.
He subbed him out for DK. If you don't know about the stats, yeah, go check him out. It's crazy. But give me the Colts +1 over 40. You got anything else you want to touch on that?
And just because you did say that, if you actually take that bet, that's 2-1, ladies and gentlemen, +202. I love that.
That's what we do here, folks.
Yeah, I like that. Genuinely. Not because we live here in Indy either, but that's a good bet, genuinely.
Then the other thing. Take Derrick Henry over 75 yards.
Oh,
Throwing that in there real quick.
Yeah.
He always hurts the fucking Colts. The next game we're going to talk about is probably we're going to touch on 2 more games.
Yeah.
I really don't want to talk about this game, but I have to. It's going to be the Eagles at Rams. Eagles sit at -4.5. What's that over under sitting at, John?
It is sitting at 50.5.
That's a tough one. That's a tough one. They couldn't even surpass that with against the Commanders.
So I will agree as far as the Eagles -4.5. I think they covered the spread, genuinely. If the Rams struggled that much with our Colts, on the second half, I think the Eagles are just going to fucking full throttle from first quarter to the fourth. They're not going to stop.
Especially after last week.
Yeah. Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. They obviously got almost a little humbled there, genuinely, which I called. But again, that's not the point here. The point is the Eagles are consistent. Jalen Hurts, if you put him in the 5 or 2, anything under 5-yard line, what's going to stop him from doing a QB sneak that they're literally notorious for? You get him in the red zone, they're going to score. Whether it's him, whether it's someone else, as far as a pass or rushing, they got it covered. That red zone is covered no matter what they do. And even if any team believes they can stop it and they know who it's going to, they can't stop it. My take.
I have no comment on the Eagles game. Maybe next week, but I fucked up last week, so
it's all right, buddy.
I'm not. Yeah, it's okay. It's okay.
What about Stafford though? You think he might get anything done in there?
So I hated Matt Stafford last week because Matt Stafford and company picked apart our fucking defense.
Yeah,
and that was genuinely heartbreaking. It was hard to watch, but Colts are a fun team to watch, and they did good coming back last week. Which leads me to believe if I do have to pick, I'm tailing Johnny.
Right on. there you guys have it. We agree. Eagles minus 4.5.
4.5.
Not touching the total, but Eagles cover the spread. I think that brings us to the final game.
Last game, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and do the Packers at the Raiders. Packers are favored -1, and the over-under is, what's that say, 49.5?
44.5.
44.5. Ay, way. The only issue I see in this game is Jordan Love's inconsistency. And then also, you've got the issues with, quarterbacks at the Raiders. Josh Jacobs once out. Devontae Adams once out.
Yeah.
I'm personally not going to touch this game, but
Jimmy G's not even there either, right?
no, he still has the concussion, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. So we could potentially see him hop on the field. We don't know yet. But even if he is, honestly, I agree with the line. Give me honestly, if it's sitting at -1 even favoring Green Bay, this is my take. Taking my money line. Why would you want to lose the game just because of 1 point or void it out?
Yeah.
I really think Green Bay wins it, whether that's 1 point, a field goal, or a touchdown. They're going to win the game. That's my take. Honestly, I could see Green Bay winning by a touchdown, if not more. So if you have a little bit of a sprinkle, take them on the money line, make a separate bet, and take them by -4.5.
Fuck it. Give me the Raiders +1. We got to disagree on.
Oh, really?
Give me the Raiders +1 at home. Give me the Raiders +1 at home. That's the one we're going against. John, you got anything else left, my friend?
I don't think I really do. I don't have any best bets because this is a tough week. Honestly, those were about the 5-6 games that I wanted to touch on with you, but I agree. I agree with about everything we agreed on, except the final game. So you heard it. Green Bay. I'm not even a Green Bay fan, but Green Bay is going to win this game.
Raiders +1 right here.
All right. Well, I think that concludes today's episode, unless you have any other final statements, my friend.
That's it for me, y'all.
All right. You heard it here. You got your co-host, Jonny Gamble, Johnny G, and my favorite boy.
Oh, Nicky G. Come on now. Nicky G, a.k.a. Chucky G, a.k.a. Nicky Gambles, a.k.a. we're signing off now.
All right. We'll catch you guys on the next one.
See you guys.
Peace.
Buddy.